Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever and however you come across this video, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. And we've been going through our mega deck, pulling one card every morning. You can check down in the description below if you are here for the first time to see how that mega deck was built. And if you are here for the first time, please feel welcome in this space. This is a safe space. Comment section below anytime you feel like sharing something with the collective. We get the energy readings that are coming directly from us to us from the image on the card, the words that are chosen before we go in the book and look at what the reading says for us in the book for today. We've been, like I said, going through the mega deck, and today's card is pulled from the Gateway of Light Activation by Kyle Gray and artwork by Jennifer Hawkyard. And today's card is Shambhala Initiations, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process, and Dharma. And I don't know, we'll talk about Dharma in a minute, but yes, there are times where we've been grinding, we've been pushing, we've been trying to get things to move. We may feel stuck. We've been talking about this. These cards keep coming up. Doesn't surprise me at all. But if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling like things are not progressing, you are very sure that you are on the right path. You are doing what you're supposed to be doing, but nothing's happening. Nothing is making a difference right now. And that's not true. There are things that are happening that you simply cannot see. It's like one of my favorite allegorical pictures. Watch a pot of water boiling, okay? When you first put the water on to boil and you turn on the stove high, okay? So it's going to go as fast as it can. It is on high. You are putting a lot of energy into this heat to heat up the water to boiling, but it takes forever and it doesn't look like anything's happening. You'll stare and stare and stare and it doesn't make any difference. How much higher? You can't turn it up any higher. You can't make it go any faster, and yet there's nothing happening. There might be some tiny little bubbles that form down on the bottom or along the sides. You might see that. It might feel a little bit warmer around, but unless you stick your hand in it, you're not going to know what temperature it is unless you have a thermometer inside of it. But remembering this is just a allegory, it's just a picture in words of an idea, a concept of trusting the process, of trusting that what you are doing, if you know what you are doing is the right thing to be doing for you, you feel good about it. It makes you feel good, and it's benefiting not just you, but everybody around you. This is something that is definitely to your benefit as well as the collective, okay? It doesn't make any difference. It may be a new charitable venture, a organization that you're trying to put together or that you're trying to help move in a different direction. It could be a whole bunch of different things, honestly. So just keep in mind, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're working on, don't be worrying about not seeing results. If things are not showing up right away, does not mean a thing except that it hasn't manifested yet. And some things, like a pot of water going from cold to hot, simply take time in the physical world, in our material 3D world. But let's just take a look at the image on the card. Such a beautiful, the three spires, reminding me very much of all of the threes in all of the religions and philosophies around the world. You have trinities everywhere, and we know that 3 is the first of the perfected Tesla numbers of the 369. It is the most balanced number. But this also, we've got stupas here, so very much definitely a Hindu, Buddhist installation, facility, structure, energy. Okay? And just remember that this energy while there's a lot of energy, put your hand over the image of the card, your non-dominant hand, and you will feel that image coming right directly to you, right from the image of the card itself. But it is the light at the end of the tunnel. It is the dream. It is the vision. It is the hope of all men and women, all people, for peace, for safety, for being in resonant vibration with everything and everyone around you, where you feel that electrical, magical sense of connection. And this doorway is open right now. You may have been going through a very rocky period. There may be a lot of mountains that you've been traversing up and down and up and down and up and down. And it seems like it's never going to end. But right in the middle of that is this beautiful place. And this is you. This is your heart. This is your soul. Shambhala is you. It is within you. We know. Let's just take a look. I did look up some information. I mean, I know what Shambhala is, but let's just take a look and see what the basic historical information is on Shambhala. This is a mythical, supposedly mythical Buddhist kingdom. Don't assume that everything is mythical simply because somebody says it is, because we know that is not true. It's a Buddhist kingdom that's said to exist somewhere between the Himalayan mountains and the Gobi Desert. In Shambhala, all of the citizens have achieved enlightenment, so it is the embodiment of the Tibetan Buddhist perfection. Why is Shambhala hidden? Only the pure of heart can enter. According to legend, only those who are enlightened and pure of heart can enter Shambhala. So if you're still dealing with fear, if you're still dealing with uncertainty, if you're still dealing with anxiety, anger, frustration, those are not energies that are going to get you into Shambhala, into that place in your heart, within you, where you encapsulate that strength of peace. Peace is a very strong energy. It's not weak. So don't lose that idea, all right? It's dangerous to travel to. Some say that Shambhala is a physical place in the mountains that can only be reached after overcoming many physical and spiritual obstacles. Others say that Shambhala is located deep within the earth, making it inaccessible to most people. And then, of course, there are others that simply believe that it is symbolic or allegorical, but that there has no real manifestation in this reality. I don't have an opinion on it one way or the other personally. I don't believe that people that believe it's a real place are mistaken, and I don't believe that people who believe it's a spiritual place are mistaken. As in most things, we have to remember our 3D experience, our 3D reality is not everything that exists. It is only what we can perceive, what we can see and understand. But beyond us, there's a fourth dimension and a fifth dimension and a sixth dimension. And it's like comparing a rectangle on a piece of paper to a cube sitting on a table. The cube is the 3D representation of the structure. The square or the rectangle, whatever it is that you've got on a piece of paper, is the two-dimensional shadow image of it. Our 3D reality is just a shadow image of the 4D, 5D, and upward dimensions that we don't have a lot of common access to. Every now and then we can get a sense of it, we can get a taste of it, we can get a feel for it, or a vision of something so amazing, so beautiful, so powerful. I just keep looking at this image. So amazing. Crystalline. I see the mountains are crystalline, like almost quartz. So much energy here. Retreating to recharge. Don't forget, it's okay to step back for a second, to evaluate, to recharge, to reboot. I think we just had that in a reading just a couple of readings ago. You can check that out in the history on this big playlist for the MEGADECK. But retreating and recharge does not mean giving up. It does not mean quitting. It does not mean saying, I can't do it. I can't make it work. It's not working. That's not what that says. Retreating to recharge is just plugging yourself in, just like you plug in your phone or your computer. When you are running on batteries, when you're not actually connected to your source of energy, and we just can't all the time. The connection to our energy is outside of the 3D reality. So that's one of those things where we get intermittent, and most of the time subconscious. I believe our subconscious is definitely connected to that quantum field, to that exponential dimensional reality that we don't get a hold of most of the time. But it doesn't mean that it's not out there. It doesn't mean that we don't connect with it periodically, subconsciously. And that's how we get those divine messages. That's how we get that refreshed sense of strength, peace, joy, love, all of that stuff. That's all what we're working for. That's what we're working towards. If everybody had that as their, just imagine if everybody had that as their goal, to be peaceful people, to feel strong in their own sense of peace and their own sense of self. Just imagine. Now, let's take that image, let's take that vision and make it reality. It starts with you. You are the change you want to see in the world. The world needs you, and it needs you to step up, okay? Trusting in the process. You won't see the manifestations right away. We've talked about the Newtonian to quantum time lapse between where you are centered in love, where you are centered in peace, but things around you are still very chaotic. I can just tell you, trust the process. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't. Because what you want is just on the other side of that quit mentality. It's just on the other side of that I give up mind. Just on the other side of that is your manifestation, is your vision. Right there on the other side of your fear of losing it. Stop feeling like you're going to lose it if you let go. It is completely opposite. It's like trying to hold water in your hand. The tighter you grip it, the more it squeezes out of your hand. The only way you can hold water in your hand is by allowing your hand to be open and cupped to receive. And the only way that you can bring Shambhala into your experience, to bring it out of your inside of your being, your vessel, your physical being, your body. The only way to do that is by surrendering to the process, surrendering to the experience. When you trust yourself enough to let go, you will have everything drop into your lap, fall onto your head. You'll be looking for an umbrella to duck all of the blessings and abundance raining down upon you. That is what Shambhala is. Dharma. Let's talk a little bit about Dharma. What is Dharma? Because it is very often confused and mixed up with karma. And there are many different interpretations of both of those. Let's just talk about Sanskrit. The Sanskrit word has many meanings and can be interpreted in many different ways depending on the context. But mostly it's revolving around your duty. So keep that word in mind. Duty. It is your duty. Religion, duty, and righteousness. Dharma is a word that implies these concepts. A right way of living. In common parlance, Dharma means right way of living or path of rightness, not righteousness, rightness. In Hinduism and Buddhism, Dharma can refer to the basic principles of cosmic or individual existence, so tying into your eternal, permanent person. divine law. Dharma can also be interpreted as divine law. Also conformity to one's duty and nature. So again, staying in your integrity, being true to yourself, not trying to be somebody else. When combined with the word sanatana, Dharma can also be described as eternal truth. The word Dharma comes from the Sanskrit root word, and it's spelled D-H-R, and it means to support, hold, or bear. In early Vedic texts, Dharma is described as laws that bring order to a universe that would otherwise be in chaos. Let's just stop right there, because who needs to add anything on with that? But yes, when we are following our path, when we are staying true to ourselves, when we are stopped trying to be who we think everybody else is wanting us to be, or who we have to be to fit in with wherever we are. Just stop that. Just stop that. Okay? If being you is really about wearing your hair in a spiked mohawk of neon green, and you are a financial wizard, and you are wanting to work in a bank, you're going to have to make a decision whether that mohawk, as fine as it is worth giving up your dharma. Okay, so stop getting locked into things that you think are right for you, but there is a pull that is taking you in a completely another direction. Okay, just stop. Just stop. If your love is numbers, if your love is finance, if your love is helping other people have that love of numbers, of math, of finance, if you want to be that person, doesn't matter what color your hair is, and it doesn't matter what style it is. You can just shave it bald. If that's what the bank or the accounting office or whatever needs you to do, because your love is so big, your love is so pure, of numbers, of bringing that order out of chaos for others. That's what you should follow. That's what you should do. So stop looking at the external stuff and getting tied into, I'm this kind of person, so I need to, have this kind of appearance, or I need to wear these kind of clothes, or I need to, work out at this particular place, or eat at this particular place, or have my coffee at this particular place. Stop doing that. If you want to bring Shambhala into your experience personally, you need to enlighten yourself. You need to bring peace to yourself. And from that place of peace, Shambhala is born. Let's take a look in the book and find out what it says for us for today. There will be 3 sections. The first is just a general overview of the card. The second will be how you connect with the card personally, and I highly recommend you do those exercises as soon as you can, just during the reading, if you nothing else. And then a personal message just for you. So, retreating to recharge, trusting in the process and Dharma with Shambhala initiations, our gateway card. Shambhala, also known as Shangri-La, is a city of light said to be hidden somewhere in the Himalayas. According to theosophical teachings, this etheric retreat is where we can come into contact with some of the greatest spiritual adepts, enlightened teachers, and divine masters to ever walk the earth. In Buddhism and Hinduism, Shambhala is said to be the home of the god Shiva and of Buddhas, enlightened beings, and in the Bon tradition, every year thousands make a pilgrimage to Mount Kailash, the supposed location of the hidden city, as this is said to bring good fortune. For God, it's also supposed to be the birthplace of the next incarnation of Vishnu, Kalki, which will bring about the next era. All right, we can visit the etheric retreat of Shambhala during the dream state, through astral travel and meditation. If you feel it is calling you or that the energies of this gateway seem familiar, you may have been there before. The Golden Temple of Shambhala sits in the heart of the Himalayas, between the physical and non-physical, and is said to appear to seekers who are ready to expand their awareness. It is the sacred, energetic temple of all enlightened masters, particularly those who are connected to the Eastern traditions. They form a great galactic and universal council of elders who support the turning of the wheel of Dharma. Dharma is a Sanskrit word that relates to the unfolding of our life path. Connecting with the card. With your hands in the prayer position, imagine yourself surrounded by golden light. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Say or think to yourself, great masters and elders of Shambhala, thank you for helping me remember my Dharma so that I can have an enlightened awareness of the worlds. Your message. When things quieten down in your life, know that this is not a failure, but an opportunity to retreat and recharge. In the busyness of the physical world, our spirit is often playing catch-up with our body to the point that it gets used to being overactive and overworked. Just remember, being busy doesn't mean that you're getting stuff done. When the great masters of Shambhala come to you, they are encouraging you to take time to be away from the outer world and to dive deep into the inner world. If you have been moving full speed ahead, this gateway encourages you to slow down and retreat. Take time to gather your energy. Spend time in meditation and reflection in order to gain a clearer awareness of your current situation. You will uncover many insights and gifts during this period. Realize that there is a master awakening within. Wow, I love that. That's amazing. You should be having a meditation reflection time every morning before you start your day. After you get up, you can just sit in your bed for just 60 seconds and just listen to your breathing. Just paying attention to your breathing. Not worrying about running off to work, not worrying about what you're going to wear, not worrying about getting the lunch for the kids. Don't worry about anything. Just sitting for a moment, 60 seconds in your bed before your feet hit the ground, and ground yourself spiritually, energetically, emotionally, mentally. Then, when your feet lightly touch the earth, you will feel that connection. But give yourself that time every single day without fail. Don't be worrying about, I can't meditate. I keep thinking of things. Things keep coming up. That's okay. That's normal. It happens to the Buddhist masters too. They just know how to release those thoughts. Let them go. It's like trying to get a hold of a cloud. Just let it go. Just let it be. Let it drift off out of your awareness and go back to paying attention to your breathing. That's it. That's all you have to do. If you need a little more structure, do box breathing, where you're breathing for a count of 4 in, holding for a count of 4, releasing over the count of 4, and holding at the release for a count of 4. Do that box breathing for 60 seconds. You're going to lower your blood pressure. You're going to lower your anxiety. You're going to kick in your parasympathetic nervous system, which is the healing part. If you've been plagued with aches and pains, with colds and flu, with just general malaise, and you're not doing this, just try it for a week. Prove me wrong. Show me in the comments. You can tell me. Okay? Have you started a new meditation practice recently and you've noticed that your energy level is going up? You've noticed your anxiety level is going down? People have made comments about how your face seems to be fresher, less lines. You want to look younger. You want to feel younger. Meditate every morning, 60 seconds before you get out of bed, before your feet hit the ground. Do either a box breathing or just listen to your breath. If you have another meditation practice that you do in addition, that's great. But take that opportunity before your feet touch the ground. If you want to have a vision in your mind, have the vision of Shambhala with this beautiful golden streaming energy coming to you right now and forever, and has always been. This energy doesn't stop and it doesn't come and go. It's just how we are connected to it or not connected to it. You want to connect to it? Every morning, 60 seconds, just breathe. So that's the energy reading that we've got for the day. I do hope that it blessed and resonated with you. Again, feel free to leave any comments you'd like on the reading, on the image, on any of the keywords, your experience with Shambhala specifically. Anything you feel would be a benefit to the collective, feel free to share that always. I always love reading your comments. You guys know that. And if you haven't already liked and or subscribed to the video and or channel and you want to do that, I invite you to do so. I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find these videos and find the channel. And we know how much the algorithm for YouTube needs help. So YouTube thanks you as well as everybody else in the collective. So have an amazing day. You are much more powerful than you think you are. You are loved. You are blessed. Shambhala is within you and in you always. I love you. If you haven't heard that recently, you can't say any more because I just said it to you. I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.